All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah, excited for this one.
This one really got me thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there was this big global survey,
Okay.
and it asked 20,000 people.
20,000. Wow.
Yeah, 20,000 people what their most valuable life experiences were.
Okay, interesting.
And guess what?
What?
Nobody, not a single person mentioned money or possessions.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Instead, they talked about things like connection,
Yeah.
like really feeling connected to people and like personal growth.
Mm-hmm.
And even just like moments of pure joy,
Interesting.
right? So like, what does that even tell us about like
Right.
what it really means to live like a rich life?
Yeah. What does it mean to be rich?
Exactly. And that's what we're going to dive into today.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, we're exploring this article I found called Living a Rich Life, The Power of Purpose and Experiences.
Catchy title.
Right.
Yeah. So it is fascinating, isn't it? I mean, like, we're just constantly bombarded with messages, about needing to be wealthy.
Oh, yeah.
You need to have this much money. You need to have this car. You need to have this house.
Yeah.
And this survey is saying, well, maybe not. Like, deep down, we all kind of crave something more.
Totally.
So this article is challenging us to, like,
Yeah.
rethink what rich even means,
Yeah.
and to consider, like, the experiences that we have, the relationships that we build. Like, those are the things that really matter.
I love that.
Yeah.
And, speaking of redefining rich,
Okay.
the author of this article has like a really interesting story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he starts out in Flint, Michigan,
Okay.
and he's dreaming of being a rock star.
Oh, wow.
Like, mansions, screaming fans.
We're rolling 9 yards.
Yeah, the whole rock and roll fantasy.
Yeah, of course.
And I have to say, like, even I had some pretty outlandish dreams as a kid.
Oh, yeah. What were you thinking?
I thought I was going to be this famous archaeologist,
Oh, wow.
discovering lost cities and stuff.
Yeah. Very cool.
I know.
Yeah.
Big dreams.
It is interesting how, like, our early aspirations,
Yeah.
they often revolve around, like, external validation. Like,
Right.
I need to have the fancy things and all this success and money.
Yeah.
And the author, like, he starts working behind the scenes in the music industry,
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of changes his perspective a little bit.
Yeah, how so?
Well, he saw firsthand, the impact that these artists were having on people.
Yeah.
And it was less about, like, the glitz and the glamour,
Right.
and more about just, like, creating those genuine connections with fans,
Mm-hmm.
like giving them those moments of joy and escape.
Yeah, I feel like everyone has that band or that artist that they just like connect with on that level.
Yeah,
So powerful.
it is.
And then he sees this viral video
Oh, yeah.
of a woman hearing for the first time.
Wow.
And that like completely changes his focus.
I bet.
And that's how his company Listen was born.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so tell me about Listen.
Okay, so he founded Listen.
Right.
It was a for-profit company, but with this really cool social mission.
Okay.
They provided hearing aids to people in need.
Wow.
And it wasn't just about, like, donating money.
Right.
He was really involved, like, every step of the way.
Wow, that's amazing.
From, like, fundraising to actually fitting people with the hearing aids himself.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So how did Listen actually work? Like, what was their business model?
Okay, so they sold these high-quality headphones,
Okay.
but they were ethically sourced,
Yeah.
and a portion of every sale, like, directly funding the hearing aid program.
Wow. So like built right in.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And they also partnered with audiologists, like, all over the world
Oh, wow.
to provide training and resources
Bro.
so they could make sure that the impact was sustainable.
So smart.
Yeah. And this model allowed them to reach, like, a much wider audience,
Yeah.
raise awareness about hearing health,
Hmm.
and just really make a tangible difference in people's lives.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Talk about putting your money where your mouth is right.
Right. Yeah.
He was all in.
So he goes on this first trip to Peru
Yeah.
to fit people with hearing aids.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, like, a real turning point for him, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Hold on.
He talks about seeing this wave of emotion just wash over these families. Like as their loved ones could suddenly hear
Yeah.
like laughter tears of joy, this sense of connection that had been missing.
Wow.
And it like really solidified his belief
Yeah.
that these experiences, like these moments of human connection, they were so much more valuable than any amount of money you
Right.
could have.
Like, that's the kind of stuff you can't buy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't just buy those experiences.
So that leads us to this term,
Okay.
experiential billionaire.
I love that term.
I know, me too.
Oh,
so cool.
So good.
And the author uses this term to describe himself,
Mm.
But like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, what does it mean to be an experiential billionaire, right? Is it just about like the quantity of experiences?
Yeah,
Or is there something more to it?
that's a great question.
Yeah.
I think it's less about the number of experiences that you have
Okay.
and more about the depth of the impact that they have on you.
Right.
It's about like prioritizing the experiences that align with your values,
Okay.
that challenge you to grow,
Mm-hmm.
and that connect you to something bigger than yourself.
I love that.
Yeah.
So it's not just about like checking things off a list.
No, it's not about the bucket list.
Yeah.
It's about like
Yeah.
really immersing yourself
Yeah.
in those things that light you up.
Yes. And it makes me think about like almost like investing your time
Mm-hmm.
in the things that are going to like give you the highest return.
Yes, invest in those things that are going to give you the highest return in terms of fulfillment and meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what really matters at the end of the day,
I
right?
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even though he was doing these incredible things with, listen,
Yeah.
his journey wasn't always easy, was it?
No, not at all.
Like he faced a lot of challenges along the way.
He did.
What were some of the things he had to deal with?
So he's very open about the fact that he faced financial difficulties.
Okay.
He had mental health struggles.
Wow.
He even experienced the loss of loved ones.
Oh, wow.
And it's like,
Yeah.
instead of viewing these challenges as failures,
Right.
he really reframed them as just like integral parts of his growth.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah, it's like they forced him to dig deep,
Mm-hmm.
adapt,
Yeah.
and ultimately like come out stronger on the other side.
And probably even more committed to his purpose.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
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 That's a powerful perspective.
It is.
To like see those challenges as opportunities for growth.
It's all about the mindset.
Totally.
Yeah.
So how can we start building this like experiential wealth?
Yeah. How do we get in on this?
Right, like in our own lives.
Yeah.
The article mentions like these 3 keys.
Okay.
But they felt a little broad to me at first.
Yeah, they can seem a little generic, right?
Yeah.
But let's break them down.
Okay, let's do it.
So the first key is to identify what truly matters to you.
Okay, easy enough.
Right. But like really think about it. What are your core values?
Mhm.
What brings you joy? What are you passionate about? Like
Yeah.
a helpful exercise is to imagine you only have a year left to live.
Ooh, that's heavy.
It is. But like really think about it.
Yeah.
How would you spend your time?
Mhm.
What regrets would you want to avoid?
Yeah.
These questions can help you like clarify what's really important.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, key number 2.
Okay, number 2 is taking responsibility for your dreams.
Okay.
Stop waiting for someday.
Yeah.
And start taking action like right now.
Yeah. But what about things that are like outside of our control?
Yeah.
You know, life throws curveballs,
Oh, for sure.
like illnesses, job loss, unexpected responsibilities. So like how do we balance taking responsibility with accepting those limitations?
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
I think it's not about having complete control over every single aspect of our lives,
Right.
but more about focusing on what we can influence.
Okay.
So like what are the small steps that we can take
Yeah.
each day
Mm-hmm.
to move towards our goals?
Even amidst those challenging circumstances.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes it might mean like adjusting our dreams a little bit,
Right.
finding those creative solutions, or even just like asking for help from others.
Yeah.
Like, don't be afraid to reach out for support.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so key number 3.
Key number 3 is living purposefully.
Okay, that sounds great in theory,
Right.
but how do we actually make that happen?
Yeah. How do we put that into practice?
Right.
Well, I think it's about being intentional with our time.
Oh.
So the article actually cites another global survey
Okay.
where people were asked how they would spend their last days or year. And the responses were overwhelmingly focused on experiences and relationships,
Yeah.
like making amends with people,
Right.
not material possessions.
Right.
And that really reinforces the idea that our
Yeah.
time is our most valuable currency.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
We can't get it back.
Exactly.
So if time is our most valuable resource,
Mm-hmm.
how can we spend it more wisely?
Okay. So first, I would say start by tracking how you currently spend your time.
Okay.
Like, are your daily activities aligned with those values and goals that we talked about?
Mm-hmm.
If not, where can you make some adjustments?
Yeah.
Maybe dedicate more time to a passion project,
Okay.
schedule quality time with your loved ones,
Yeah.
or even just carve out some space for quiet reflection.
Yeah.
Like, those small changes can make a huge difference over time.
I love that.
Yeah.
This whole conversation has really got me thinking about how I've been spending my time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's so easy to get caught up
Oh, it is.
in the day-to-day and just like lose sight of what actually matters.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important to regularly reflect on our experiences and make adjustments as we go.
Yeah,
Life is a journey, right?
totally.
And it's never too late to start shaping a richer, more fulfilling experience.
I love that.
Yeah.
So to wrap things up,
Okay.
it seems like true wealth isn't about all the stuff.
Oh.
It's about those experiences,
Mm-hmm.
cultivating relationships, and like living a life with purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I love
nailed
it.
it.
Yeah, and I think that leaves us with a really important question for all of you listening.
Okay, hit me.
If time is your most valuable asset,
Mm-hmm.
what experiences are you going to prioritize
Ooh,
to live that truly rich and meaningful life?
that's something we can all think about.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Keep exploring, keep growing,
Keep living those rich lives.
and we'll catch you next time.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.